Today I have for you a beginner level mat Pilates class. For this, we won't need any props other than your mat. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me in the Bennie Barre Pilates studio. Today I have for you a beginner level class, so we'll just go ahead and get right to it. We're going to begin by coming down to our mat. We'll just keep our legs bent and we'll see curve through the spine and roll down one vertebrae at a time. Good. Relaxing down, we're going to get into our good breathing right here. So we'll be inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. First, before we get into any details about lateral breathing or thoracic breathing, we're just going to keep a steady flow of breath right here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Thinking about the breath coming nice and deep rather than being up here in the chest. Inhaling and exhaling. Now beginning to think about every time on that exhale, the navel sinks in, draws in here. Inhaling and exhaling, drawing in. Beginning to think now about the attachment of the pelvic floor, this girdle in between the pelvis right here. Every time you exhale and draw that navel in, the pelvic floor lifts and draws in with the navel. If it's difficult for you to feel your pelvic floor, that's something we can work up to and evolve with. Next, let's move our hands to our rib cage. We're going to come right up over top of our ribs, middle fingers touching together. When we exhale and draw the navel in, I want you to hold that contraction of the abdominals. And now inhale, feeling the rib cage spread out here as we exhale. It draws back together. So each time you inhale, the rib cage expands. And as you exhale, the rib cage draws back in, navel sinks in. Good. It's really taking our breathing up here into the ribs, which is where our lungs are and where our diaphragm is. So I want you to concentrate today on continuing this flow breath. So we're mainly going to be exhaling on the exertion, inhaling as preparation. I'll cue you with the breathing. So I don't want you to get so into it that you hold your breath because you're not sure where to breathe. Have a nice continuous flow of breathing. This is all about practice here and taking some time to make time for that lateral breathing and working on it and then involving it in your practice. So don't overthink it today if you're a brand new beginner to Pilates. All right here we're just going to go through some core drills and think about our neutral pelvis. So for our pelvis to be neutral, we want the pubic bone in line with the two hip bones. You can test this by placing the palms of your hands onto your hip bones, fingers onto the pubic bone. When we're in a neutral position, and we'll just go ahead and lengthen the legs and find the neutral position of the pelvis and spine. So when we're in a neutral position, we have a gap in the low back right here. Now you might not be able to fit your hand through. It's going to look different on everybody, but there is a gap at the low back and we want to maintain that. So think about putting a grape at the back of that low back right there and not crushing the grape by tilting forward and pressing the low back in when we maintain a neutral pelvis. As we come up the body, we then feel where our rib cage reconnects with the mat. And coming up towards our shoulders, we want to walk our fingers away, pull the shoulders down and back, feel them sliding down, and just resting in here. We want to avoid hunching up here, caving through the chest. Bring it nice and open, and shoulders down away from the ears. When we come to the head, we want the the shins slightly tucked forward. Feel that length in the neck. You'll feel a gap here between your neck, and you want the base of your head to be resting on your mat. If we have a little forward shoulder posture, there's a tendency for the neck to be like this, and you can tell this without a mirror if your gaze is going backwards. It should be right above you at the ceiling. So really lengthening through the neck there, pressing down. If that's like impossible for you to do there, get a folded up towel and place it underneath your head. It will really work until we can correct that posture a little bit. Let's go ahead now and inhale to prepare. On the exhale, slide one foot up at a time, foot on the mat, knee up towards the ceiling. Inhaling to prepare. Exhale, sliding that foot up. Good. Right here, maintaining that neutral pelvis. We're going to exhale as we march a leg. Inhale, return. We just want to warm that up and make sure that we're maintaining a stable pelvis. So we'll take a couple of little warm-ups right here and other side. Good. Let's warm up through the hips. Now we're going to exhale, drop one knee out to the side. Inhale, reaching back up. Exhale, drop one leg out to the side. One knee out. Inhale, draw back up. One more on each side. Exhale, dropping up. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, dropping out. Inhale, coming up. Good. We're now going to lift the arms with the palms facing in, just coming up right over top of the shoulders. And we're going to go into some soldier arms. We'll exhale, one arm comes up to frame the face. Inhale, one coming down towards the mat. If you're finding that your arms are more like this and you can't go any further, that's just your shoulder range. It's no problem. You might find it releasing over time. Exhale, stretch up. Inhale, returning up. Exhale, reaching out. And inhale, lifting up. We'll take one more set. That's one more on each side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lengthen out. And inhale, reaching up, keeping the arms right here. We're going to keep the pelvis and the shoulders nice and stable. But right here, we're going to reach up through the fingertips. Feel the shoulder blades peel away and stretch up. And inhale, we'll return and sink it back down. Exhale, lifting up, making sure not to shrug up here, keeping down. Inhale, returning down. Two more, just like this. Exhale, reaching the fingertips up. And inhale, coming down. Exhale, reaching, lifting up. And inhale, coming down. Good. Lowering the arms down to the mat. We're going to start out our workout today coming into the 100. So you can either, a couple of options here at the beginner level. You can keep your feet down on the mat, knees facing up towards the ceiling. Or you can float one up at a time into our tabletop position with the knees floating over top of the hips. You want to make sure that you're able to maintain this neutral pelvis. If you feel it giving away and tilting, just bring your feet back down. We're going to float the arms up right here. Today I'm going to keep my head, neck, and shoulders down. You may progress to the point where you're lifting head, neck, and shoulders, gaze coming forward to the legs. Lowering down right here to true beginner level, we're going to keep it down, and we're going to lengthen through the arms and pulse them up and down just like this. We're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale for 5 pulses. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping those shoulders rolled down away from the ears. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway there. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Bring those knees in towards the chest. If you've had your neck up, you might want to stretch the head from side to side. Good. We're just going to go ahead and exhale, pull those knees in. Inhale, return. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, return. One more. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, return. Now use the momentum of your body and see if you can't rock forward here. Good. Lifting up. We're next going to go into our roll up. We're going to start the roll up with our knees bent right here, and we'll place the hands underneath the thighs. We'll inhale to prepare, and on the exhale, we'll begin to C-curve through our spine. We'll tuck that pubic bone forward, rib cage knitting together, C-curving back. Good, and inhale, lifting up and lifting nice and tall. Again, exhaling back. And inhaling, lifting up. Now as we exhale back, make sure that you curve that pubic bone forward, chin tucks into chest, rib cage knits together. Take your gaze down towards your navel. And inhale, lengthen up nice and tall. Good, we're going to continue on with that. We'll exhale as we roll back. We'll lengthen up nice and tall and stretch the legs on that inhale. And then we'll reach out and over, little stretch, and stack up through the spine here, lifting one vertebrae at a time. Good, bending in those legs. Exhale, scoop and hollow back. Please scoop out those abdominals. Inhale, lifting up, lengthening the legs. Exhale as we reach forward. And inhale, stacking up through the spine, bringing the legs up. You can challenge yourself here by leaving your arms extended outward, not holding on to those legs. Inhale, lifting up and lengthening through the legs. Exhale, reaching up and over. And inhale, stack the spine, return the legs up to bend. Exhale, rolling back, scoop and hollow out those abdominals. Inhale, return to seated, lift it through the spine, extend the legs. Exhale, lifting up, bend over. Inhale, stacking the spine. Now if you want to challenge yourself further, leave those legs straight here. Exhale, scoop and hollow back. Inhale, lifting up and reaching forward. Exhale, as you stack the spine. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, scoop and hollow back into that C-curve, rolling back. Inhale, reaching up and over. And lifting up one vertebrae at a time right here. Good, let's take one final one. We're going to challenge it a little bit further. See if you can roll down the entire way. If you're coming down for the first time the entire way, lift those knees up, rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Inhale to prepare, let the arms extend overhead. And exhale, lifting up. If you get to a top place where you can't come up, grab onto those legs. And reach up, lengthen through the legs, take it up and over. And stacking up one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. We're going next into our side lying series. We're going to lay down on the side. You can use a block to support your head here or bend the arm in and just support the head with the hand. We want our neck to be nice and in line with our spine, so we don't want to be brought in here or here. We're going to just set ourselves up here. We want the heels to be in line with the tailbone and in line here with the shoulders. We want the body nice and open, and we want to have a nice lift through our side body right here, keeping this supported. So you can see if I let that lift go, you can see what happens to my rib cage. Insert the lift, and I'm in a nice long line. So right here, you can have your hand down, hand to the hip, or extended upward. We're going to balance through the body. We'll inhale to prepare, exhale, float the legs. Not really a lift of the legs, we're just reaching through the toes and floating out long so we feel ourselves in a nice neutral line right here. You can check yourself where your neck is in line with the spine, just where your gaze is. It should be just straight out in front of you. So if it's here or tilted or wherever, it's harder to keep that right here. Now we're going to take little lifts here. We'll point through the toe, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, flex through the foot and coming down. We don't want anything to turn out. Knees are facing forward. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, flex the heel and squeeze down. Good, keep that lift in the side body. Keep the chest nice and open. Flex and squeezing down. You can press through the fingertips for extra balance. Lifting up and flexing, squeezing down. Let's take just one more. Point the toe like you're drawing a line up the wall. Flex the foot and come right back down, wiping that line away. Good. Now right here, we're going to lift the toe, pointing it, bringing the leg up about hip level. That bottom leg is still floated off the mat. We're going to take little tiny circles here, nice and controlled. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Reversing the direction for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flexing through the heel now, keeping that top leg about hip level, lifted up off the bottom leg. We're going to flex the heel, sweep it forward, point the toe, and sweep back. Bottom leg is still floating here. Flex the foot, sweeping forward, exhale. Inhaling, prepare, exhale, sweep back. Just take a nice, natural breath right here. Don't overthink the breathing. Continuous flow of breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Let's do 2 more right here. Flex the heel, point, and sweep back. 1 more. Point, and sweep back. Good. Lengthening the legs, and lower down right here. We're going to roll back onto our back. Next into the single leg stretch. So we're going to float up one knee at a time into tabletop. We're going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders with the gaze coming forward, chin tucked into chest, little gap right here. And right here, we can take the hands for support at this beginner level. We'll inhale to prepare, exhale, extend one leg out long, maintaining neutral pelvis, and squeezing back in. Exhale, reaching out. Inhale, pulling back in. Good. Exhale, reaching out. Inhale, pulling in. If you don't need those hands for support, you can take them to the knee right here. Inhale, pulling in. Exhale, reaching out. Inhale, pulling in. Good. Exhale, reach and lengthen. Inhale, pulling in. Exhale, reach. And inhale, pulling in. Holding right here, we're going to go into our double leg stretch. So we'll start here with the arms of this motion. So we're going to hold right here. We'll exhale, gaze stay forward. We're going to reach the arms out and sweep them around back to our legs. Exhale, reach out and lengthen. Inhale, sweeping back and around. Good. Exhale, reach and lengthen. Inhale, sweeping back and around. 1 more. Exhale, reach. Inhale, sweeping around. Taking the hands back for support. You can lower down the head, neck, and shoulders if you need to here. We're going to work the legs of this exercise. Eventually, we'll build up to put both of those parts together. We'll exhale, reach out, maintain that neutral pelvis. Inhale, squeeze in. Continue here. What we don't want to have happen is this, where you reach away, get a bunch of space in the low back. You can see that my pelvis is shifting when I do this. So I want to keep it in neutral. Exhale, press away. Inhale, squeezing back in. Let's take 3 more. Exhale, extend. Inhale, squeezing back in. If this is too much, you can take a little dip down with the legs. 2 more right here. Exhale, extend. Inhale, squeeze back in. Exhale, extend out straight. And inhale, squeezing back in. Good. Lowering down the head, neck, and shoulders, bringing the knees into the chest, and take a little rock here from side to side. Next, we're going to roll over to the other side for our side leg series there. Rolling over this way. We're going to open up through the shoulders. Place the hand here for support. You can also reach your hand out like this, but I find that I tend to dip my head in, so that only works for me if I'm using a yoga block. So I prefer to bend in here and turn my chin forward, keeping my head in line with the spine. Good. Heels in line with the tailbone. We're going to insert that lift in our side body right here so that our rib cage doesn't extend down. We want it in a nice long line, straight line from head to toe. Inhale to repair, and exhale, float those legs, lengthen through the body, keep the side body lifted right here. Now we're gonna lift up and lower down. Now start to point and flex the toe. Point as we sweep up. Exhale, flex and trace down. Point and sweep up. Exhale, squeezing down. Good. Point and lift. Exhale, squeezing down. Challenge here to balance through that body, right? Exhale, squeezing down. Point and lift. And you may find that one side of the body is much easier, and then you flip over and think, oh my gosh, what is going on? Flex and squeeze down. Just one more right here. Point, draw that line up the wall. Flex, wipe it right off. Now extending the foot about hip level right here. I'm going to take tiny little circles. Bottom foot is still floating. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Reverse for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Side kick right here. Flex through the foot, still at hip level. Exhale, bring it forward. And inhale, point and sweep back. Exhale, forward. Point and sweep back. Good. Keep a nice steady flow of breath. Sweeping forward. Press through the fingers in that top hand. One more. Drawing back in. Lengthening the legs together and lower down. Good. Next we're going to flip over onto our stomachs and we're going to come into a little swan dive right here. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Make sure in this exercise the shoulders stay down away from the ears. The thing that I see most often is people coming up like this. We want to pull those shoulder blades down and away. Now you can feel the stretch in the abdominals and the work in the spine. And remember, when you're thinking about swans, they have nice, long, graceful necks. They don't look like this. They're not caved in the chest, right? Lowering down right here, we're just going to rest our forehead. And we'll inhale to prepare. Exhale, float the legs. Now, I prefer to keep my legs open like this, like the bottom of an egg. And we'll inhale, let it come down. Good. Exhale, press away. Now push that pubic bone into the mat. Inhale, drawing down. One more just like this. Exhale, lifting away. And inhale, lower down. Just upper body here. On the inhale, we'll lift up, lengthen nice and tall. And you might be just like this. You might be able to fully extend your arms. It all depends on the flexibility of your low back. And we want to roll down one vertebrae at a time. We want to make sure here that we are inhaling, lifting up, articulating one vertebrae at a time and keeping a nice curve in the spine. For the swan dive, we need to have a curve in the spine, so we shouldn't be pressing ourselves into some kind of right angle. Exhale as we lower down. As we lift the top part of the body, we inhale as we come up, and exhale. Feel all that air being wrung out as we're lowered back down. Let's put those two halves together. We'll inhale to prepare. Exhale, float the legs up. Inhale, lift the upper body, and as we do so, the legs will naturally come back down. Exhale, float the legs, lower body lowers down. Inhale, lift the upper body, and now you can see that our body is diving back and forth. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lift. And one more. Exhale. And inhale, lift. Good. Rolling back down. Place the hands underneath the head. Just a little stretch here. Relax and release your body into the mat. Good. Next, we're going to work into the leg pull down. So go ahead and push ourselves up. I'm going to take my knees just right underneath my hips. Hands right underneath my shoulders. I'm going to tuck my toes into the mat right here. And I'll inhale to repair. Exhale, press into the toes of one leg and push out away. And bring it back in. Again, other side. Exhale, stretch and lengthen. And inhale, return. Exhale, pressing out. Keeping my body nice and straight. Inhaling, return. Watch yourself here. Make sure the shoulders don't creep up. Make sure you're not doing any weird rounded thing. Nice and straight. Press out and away. And returning in. And returning in. Last time. Returning in. Good, right here, we're gonna press away on one side, and then on the other, and we'll find ourselves up in a nice plank. Right here, we're gonna roll forward onto our toes, and come back. Now the weight of our body is coming over top of our wrists here, pressing back, good. Make sure you're not holding your breath, and pressing back. Just 2 more here, you got it. If this is too much, go back to that original exercise. Coming back and lower those knees down. Good. Right here, a little stretch to the wrists. Flip one hand over. Reach back. Lifting up. Other side. Good. Let's go ahead and flip over right here. Next, we're going to go into a lovely exercise, the spine stretch. So the feet are just about hip distance apart right here. We're going to lift up, lift the arms about shoulder distance apart. Make sure you're not curving in here. Sit up nice and straight. We'll inhale to prepare, and on the exhale, we'll reach out with the shoulders staying back. We'll reach out up and over as if we're reaching over a soccer ball right here. And inhale, stacking up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Good. Exhale, up and over. And inhale, lifting up. You should be able to feel your core working in this as we stretch through that spine. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, stack up through the spine. One more. Exhale, up and over. And inhale, lifting up, lifting one vertebrae at a time. Good, lowering down the hands. Next, we're going to go into some preparation for a teaser. So we're going to bend the legs up, and we're just going to focus on our upper body and how we hold the position for a teaser right here. So we're going to keep the chest nice and straight, and we're going to lean back and away from our legs. Good, and you can place your hands down on the mat, right back here, lifting the knees up, and reaching the legs away. So your body's in a nice V right here. Good, bend the knees in, lower the feet down, and sit up again nice and tall. Hands out to the side, bring it back. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lifting up. Make sure that spine's nice and straight here. And extend. Draw those knees in, lower down. Sit up nice and tall. Good, one more just like this. Lifting up, extend out, draw it in, and bring down. Now we're not going to use the hands for support. We're going to hold them on the mat. We'll hold them behind the legs, and we're going to lean back and away. Lift those feet. For extra challenge, take the hands out and away. If that's too much, bring them right back. And extend the legs out long right here. You can also be reaching the arms away. Bend them in, lower down, little release. Inhale, prepare. Lean back. Exhale, squeezing up. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, extend the legs straight. And draw in. Good. Lower down. Next, we're going to go into a little can-can. So, we're going to lean back here in this beginner version. We'll come down onto our forearms, and we're going to keep the body nice, straight, and tall, so I don't want you to collapse in here and sink. Keep it nice and lifted. Now, draw those toes in. We're going to take our knees glued together right here to the side. We'll go right, left, right. Now, float your toes up and pull the knees in towards your body. Bring it right back. Left, right, left. Draw in right here and lower back down. Good. Now right, left, right. We always take 3 and then draw in. So we're getting even on both sides. And left, right, left. Drawing in. If you want an extra challenge, you can come with me here. If it's too much, stay right where you are. Right, left, right. Extend the legs out straight. Bend in. Take it left, right, left. Lift the feet, extend the legs out, and draw back in. We're going to do one more set. Right, left, right. Either lift those knees or extend the legs away, keeping the legs zipped together. And left, right, left. Both work quite well. Drawing back in and coming up. Good. Go ahead and sit forward. You can take a little stretch over the legs right here. And we're going to close with some push-ups. Good. So keeping the feet underneath the hips, we'll walk the knees back slightly and come into this nice plank position. We want a nice straight line from the head down to the tailbone. You can take your hands quite wide, starting out here. We'll inhale to prepare. Exhale, lower down into that push-up. And press right back up. Good. Again. And pressing straight up. Now, if you're finding that you're having difficulty coming down, only come down as low as you can and still press yourself back up. So if your push-ups are looking like this, that's not a problem. Otherwise, lower all the way down, keeping that body in a nice neutral line of the spine, neutral pelvis, and pressing up. If you want to challenge yourself, you can tuck those toes, press out into a full push-up right here, and push up. Good. Let's take 2 more. And 1 more. And press back here into a rest pose. Lifting up to the body. Excellent work today. I will see you guys next time on the mat.
I'm so glad that you are here with me to do this mat Pilates class virtually in the studio today. I hope that you've enjoyed this beginner level. You can look out for coming out this month in September an intermediate Pilates class as well as an advanced level Pilates class. Also check out my how-to series here on the channel where I take individual Pilates exercises and break them down. So if you're ever struggling with one and you want to look at it more in depth, that could be very useful here as well. And if you enjoyed this class today, consider subscribing to my channel. If you love barre and Pilates, there's plenty of that here. We've got springboard Pilates, mat Pilates, barre, and affirmations. I'll see you next time in the studio where we are growing stronger every day because Pilates changes bodies.